Youngmok Kim, PhD, is the principal scientist of Advanced Analytical Sensory Science Processing Research and Processing Improvement at Finlays. He joined the company in 2019 after 10 years as a senior research scientist at Synergy Flavors. Kim, who works at the Finlays office in Rhode Island, has studied tea and coffee for the past 16 years. In this talk, he describes the distribution, markets, and health benefits associated with the two beverages.
All right, so world is divided. Okay, for non-alcoholic beverage drinkers, world is divided. Okay, so if I draw a line here, boom, I can draw one line right here. Boom. So left side, so North America, South America, and mostly European countries. So coffee is more popular. And here, Asian countries and some of African countries and Australia, yes, tea is more popular. The world is unfortunately divided, okay? Rightly clear? Okay, so let's take a look at global beverage, non-alcoholic beverage market. So here, tea is clear winner. So overall in the world, people drink more tea over coffee. But if we're talking about US beverage market, coffee is clear winner. So definitely United States is a coffee nation. So I want to talk about it. I want to talk a little bit more about tea market in the United States. So mostly this guy, bar and ice. So tea gained a huge popularity in convenience, thirst quenching, flavor, and as a healthy choice. So traditional tea market, including loose tea leaves and tea bags. So those traditional tea market increased by 3 times for 20 years. So red leaf tea market, like this guy, so bar tea and then iced tea in restaurants. So red leaf tea market increased by 38 times for the same period of time. So that makes tea the 7th most popular type of beverage in the United States after juice, coffee, milk, beer, soft drink, and water, okay? So tea is gaining more popularity, so like moving to the next direction. About 75% of tea consumed in the world, that's black tea. But this trend is a little bit, even more extreme in the United States. About 90% of tea consumed in the United States, that's black tea. So black tea is extremely popular. Okay, about 75 to 80% of tea consumed in the United States. For Americans, no, that's like iced tea in restaurants or barbecue tea. Okay, 75 to 80% of drink is cold drink. That is why red tea market increased much faster than traditional hot tea market. That is why black tea is a lot more popular in the United States. I mean, okay, the question is, okay, why green tea is not popular in the United States? Because Americans do not like green tea's leafy and fresh flavor. Think about that. At cold temperature, green tea's leafy flavor is even worse. It's like, taste, smell like swamp. Okay? So green tea is not popular at all. Okay? Think about black tea. No problem. Hot temperature, cold temperature, there is no fresh leafy flavor at all. Okay? So that is why black tea is really popular. Okay, so that was brief introduction.
After describing the great divide between coffee and tea-drinking nations, Kim explained the processing and chemical makeup of tea.
So roasting is the art. So I want to say it's the art of science. Caffeine is the single most important compound for both tea and coffee. So I'm going to come back to this a little later. Okay, so next one is sugar. Okay, if we talk about simple sugar, okay, the amount is like tea has a little more or the amount thing. But this is not it. If we send this to carbohydrate polymers to big sugar, so coffee is clear middle. Okay? That is why coffee can use this sugar, okay, during roasting process. This sugar is being used to develop coffee's unique flavor and then appearance and taste. And then add more, coffee adds more protein, okay, then tea and then liquid, yeah, for sure. If we brew coffee and tea, yeah, we see more liquid flowing along the top. And the last one, this is another important topic, okay? So I want to talk about polyphenol compound. So main polyphenol is coordinating acid here up to 10%, and main polyphenol, characteristic and some others, they are, in both green tea and black tea, they are up to 40%, okay? So again, after caffeine, I will come back to this little layer. Very good, trust me. Okay, so second comparison, okay? How coffee beans and tea leaves are made, okay? So you go ahead and pick up the tea leaf. Oh, it's not tea, that's just tea leaf, okay? That is not tea yet, okay? And the different thing there, right? Pick up cherry, it's not coffee, right? Has to go through, that's one of the most important part of the process. Okay? So just like that, most important part of tea making process is fermentation. So I'm going to talk about that. So all 5 things are made with one same raw material, which is camellia since tea leaf. So once again, real teas are made with only this tea leaf, camellia senses. Okay? Teas are not made with this camellia senses tea leaf. So something like mint, peppermint, chamomile, they are not tea, they are herbs. Okay? So they cannot be called tea, they need to be called herbs. Okay? So tea made with is camellia sensitive tea. Let me start with white tea. White tea is made with young tea leaf and dried later. That's white tea. And the green tea is also made with camellia sensitive tea leaf, short, and made with mature tea leaf, and then it's dried later. Okay? The difference between this white tea, green tea is either made with young tea leaf or mature tea leaf. After harvesting, both teas are go through this either steaming or pan fire heating process to inactivate the enzyme to polyphenol oxidase to prevent the oxidative fermentation. Okay? So teas are the dry, not fermented teas. But oolong tea is different. Okay? Oolong tea is made with mature tea leaf and goes through fermentation process. And then black tea is same thing so far, mature tea leaf and goes through fermentation process. So we start between oolong and black, that is the degree of fermentation. Okay? So when tea is partially fermented, I mean when the degree of fermentation is between 10 and 80%, we say that tea is only partially fermented, now it is called oolong tea. And when tea is fermented more than 80%, it is fully fermented tea. Now that is called black tea. Okay? So those teas are the same material, but depending on the processing, we have 4 teas so far, but there is one more tea. So some black teas undergo additional aging process, just like wine and whiskey are always better. Okay? So that tea is called port tea. Okay? So the aging process is up to from couple years, even up to like couple 100 years. Okay? Always better, and needless to say, this is the most different type of tea. Okay? So those 5 teas are made with one same raw material.
Fermentation develops the flavor of tea, explains Kim, but coffee roasting generates an entirely different taste profile.
So roasting is the art, silence is the art of silence, you know what I mean. But I want to focus more about the heat change during roasting process, okay? So overall, during roasting, bitterness increase and then acidity decrease, okay? So there is one main reason for this, bitterness increase and acidity decrease. That's protein acid, the main polyphenol compound stopping, okay? Protein acid. Let's take a look at why. Okay? So very simple, the protein acid in green bean, it took then sour, very sour, and then by roasting process, it becomes protein acid lactose, okay? Bitterness, okay? So sourness decrease and bitterness increase during roasting. But that's good, okay? That's a good reaction. So again, chlorogenic acid becomes protein acid lactose, so it's bitter, but pleasantly bitter. But if too much heat is added, so either the lactose will become vanillin, okay? Still bitter, but it's harshly bitter, okay? That is why too much heat makes the coffee like harshly bitter, unpleasantly bitter. Okay, so actually, so 2 main organic acid in coffee, which is citric acid and malic acid, they decrease during roasting, okay? So actually going down. So again, this is protein acid, different variety. They all going down, either degraded by heat or it transformed into protein lactose. So acids are hot during roasting. So high roasted bean has less acidity. So how about ethylene tea? So I already talked about bitterness, right? Bitterness, higher bitterness in green tea and lower bitterness in black tea because of fermentation. And of course, because of fermentation, so black tea has more acid. So during fermentation, the sugars are metabolized into organic acid, and then other organic acid is also cleaved, okay, during fermentation process. So this black tea has more acid than green tea.
Caffeine is the unifying component that drives sales of both coffee and tea. Kim explains that while tea contains more caffeine per pound than coffee, tea drinkers actually consume less per cup.
So, every time I came back to this, the single most important compound is tea and coffee, caffeine. So, start with coffee, caffeine and tea. So, caffeine is the most popular central nervous system in the world. So, about 90% of adults in the United States consume caffeine daily. And once again, so tea contains a lot of caffeine. So, about 2.54% caffeine by dry wort. So when I ask, like my audience, okay, hey, look, which tea has more caffeine, black or green? Okay, when I ask that, so I got most of both that black has more. That's common knowledge. So when I just go to Google and then just type which tea has more caffeine, and this is the information I can easily get from the web. Okay, that Brewed coffee has more caffeine than black tea, and black tea has more caffeine than green tea, okay? This is common knowledge, okay? But let's think about it. I have tea leaf, fresh tea leaf, and to make green tea, okay? This tea leaf simply dry, now I have green tea. To make black tea, this tea leaf goes through fermentation process, now I have black tea, okay? So the only difference green and black fermentation process. So if there is more caffeine in black tea, that means caffeine should be generated during the fermentation process, right? Right? So I decided to figure that out. So I set up this experimental plan right over here. So I got fresh cut tea leaf, okay? And some of them did not ferment at all, and some of them were fermented for 20, 40, 60, 80%. And then after each fermentation, they were removed, and then I determined the caffeine, okay, with those samples. So, if caffeine is generated during fermentation, that means I will have graph like that. Because more fermentation will give you more caffeine, right? Okay? So, this is the result. So what happened? Caffeine actually degraded during fermentation by the natural enzyme sulfonyl state, okay? To degrade. So, green tea has more caffeine than black tea, okay? That's critical. Then why we see something like, this kind of information, okay? So at least in the United States, there is no domestic tea growing, okay? So there is no way, I did it when I was in Korea. So there is no way, that we can something like that. So when people do this, go ahead and buy a different black tea, and then or Hazo green tea or whatever, different the brand, and then measure the caffeine amount. That is not fair comparison, right? Without harvesting region, harvesting time, how they process, what's the degree of fermentation or whatever. Without those kind of conditions, this is not meaningful comparison. Okay, that is why we see this information. Okay, very easy, right? When we talk about caffeine and caffeine, because caffeine is very, very stable compound, okay? Very deep resistance. So from here, light and then like a dark source. And caffeine actually does not change. So it looks like a little bit increase, but we know why, right? Because the moisture is lost during roasting process, okay? But basically, caffeine is not changed during roasting process. Okay, so now I want to compare the caffeine in coffee and tea. Okay, so this is USDA data. So okay, coffee prepared with pebble and then black tea prepared with pebble. Okay, so per cup, so there is 40 milligrams of caffeine in coffee and then 20 milligrams of caffeine in a cup of black tea. So this is true statement. Coffee has more caffeine than tea. When we talk about the cup, okay? How about the raw material? So I mentioned this like 3-4 times already, but tea has more caffeine, okay? About 3-4%, and then coffee, 1.1 to 2%. Okay, when you talk about raw material, then why all the coffee has in the cup of tea? There was that, right? Because we can get only 32 servings from 1 pound of coffee. But from 1 pound of tea, we can get 236 servings.
And finally, what is the unifying benefit of coffee and tea?
So the definition of an antioxidant is prevention of oxidation. Okay? So to understand the antioxidant, we need to understand oxidation first. Okay? So I will start with oxidation. So I will tell you what oxidation is first. So here, so it all starts with the oxygen. Okay? So oxygen, we need the oxygen to breathe. And then to survive, right? We have to breathe. So here are oxygen molecules, usually O2, okay, 2 oxygen molecules with 16 electrons, okay? That's oxygen. So oxygen is usually pretty stable, okay? Here, oxygen here, and the oxygen in my body, very stable. But when oxygen is exposed to some external factors, oxygen loses to one or more electrons, okay? So when oxygen is exposed to some external factors like radiation, poisonous food, cigarette smoking, UV light exposure, water and air pollution, and excessive sunlight, excessive exercise, and by normal human breathing. Okay? So what I mean here is, okay, so we have oxygen in my body, right? In our body, for sure. And after we smoke, then oxygen in our body will be exposed to cigarette smoking, right? Then oxygen in my body will be stressed and will lose one or more electrons. Okay? As an example. After that, oxygen is not oxygen anymore. Now it is called free radical. Okay? I'm pretty sure you guys have heard that. So the problem with this free radical is extremely reactive and always want to be normal. Okay? So free radicals start stealing electrons from other normal cells in your body. So after losing electrons, of course, your cells get damaged and restart particles. Okay? And here's another problem. This damaged cell start acting just like free radical and want to be normal. Okay? I need electron. Okay? I want to be normal. So start stealing again electrons from other normal cells in your body. Okay? They see the protein and DNA. After losing electrons, of course, they will get damaged and start malfunction. This reaction is called oxidation. Loss of electrons. That's oxidation. Okay? Difference between loss of electrons and oxidation. So once this oxidation happens in beverages, like iron, roasting, will occur. What is the sense in fruit and vegetable? They come from oxidation browning. What if this happens in our body for a long period of time? What's going to happen? Even in this lot of disease, including 2 biggest killers of Americans, cancer and heart disease. What if we human body receives cumulative damage for a long period of time, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years? What's going to happen? We will get aging. We are getting old because of oxidation. So according to World Foremost Aging Research Dr. Olsen, that in NIH, aging is a disease. The human life can simply reflect the level of free radical active cells that accumulates in cells. When enough damage accumulates, cells can survive properly anymore and they does evolve. Okay? So this is why we look older than 10, 20 years old because of oxidation. Not just humans. How about book? When you book 50-year-old book, because of oxidation, it looks old. How about building? 50-year, 10-year-old building, what? Because of oxidation. Okay? Let's think about humans a little bit more. Okay? So, like people live like longer than 100 years. Where do they live? New York City? No. They live like a mountain area, right? With clean air. Okay? Free radical, free air. Okay? Clean air. That's very important. So I briefly mentioned here, right? So here, free radical is even generated by normal human being. So that means if you inhale 100 grams of oxygen, about 15% of the air is going to be free radicals. So here, we sit here and we are all free radical generators.
Okay? So open the door, going please again. Ventilation, okay? So yeah, so like even though like you sit in your room and oh yeah, go down here or by myself, there is clean door. You clean yourself, okay? So proper ventilation is very important. So let's think about that. Like if you go to like a auditorium, big stadium, and then like you with like 10,000 other people, okay? So at the beginning it's fine, but you feel suddenly like later like headache, feel not anymore, right? Because the air is contaminated by humans. Okay? We are in danger, pretty much because the everywhere, right? It's screwed. Alright? But let's not worry about that too much because we have our system here with antioxidant. Antioxidants come here to boom and donate the electron here and then repair the damage and stop their reaction immediately and then also repair and then repair and then stop their reaction. Okay? Stop oxidation immediately. So what is the effect of antioxidant? Gain of electron. Okay? Loss of electron oxidation, gain of electron antioxidant. So these antioxidant donate electron, okay? It stops everything by oxidation. So your mom was right. What did your mom say? Okay, alright, so that's good. But I want to go on tea and coffee. So generally speaking, tea offers more health benefit than coffee. Boom, protein. Okay, so then how can I drink my cup of tea and coffee healthier? So if you add milk to your tea or coffee, okay, my suggestion is don't do it because the milk protein and the molecules, they bind to each other and they lose their all bioavailability. Okay, so you will lose all health benefits if you add milk. Don't do it. If the purpose of drinking is your health, don't do that. How about sugar? The sugars do not work with any particular compound in your beverage, but sugar is sugar, so that's up to you. And then, so if you add lemon juice to your tea, whole is good, okay? First of all, lemon in beverage is good, good for you. And then the lemon, like a lower pH, and it'll make like this chemical, and the compound more stable. So as a result, your absorption rate to your body will absorb more antioxidants by doing that. Okay, so whole is good.
Say goodbye to your credit card rewards. Greedy corporate mega stores, led by Walmart and Target, are pushing for a law in Congress to take away your hard-earned cash back and travel points to line their pockets. The Durbin-Marshall credit card bill would enact harmful credit card routing mandates that would end credit card rewards as we know it. If you love your credit card rewards, tell your lawmakers, hands off my rewards. Tell them to oppose the Durbin-Marshall credit card bill.